G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 2, Episode 10, Misappointed. Caged girl, Buzzy speaking. When the attendant stops right next to my cage, I look up at him. I see a green cloth hanging out of his right pocket. He doesn't look at me, but he takes the green cloth out, shakes it in front of him twice, then replaces it, making sure there is still plenty left hanging out of his pocket to be seen. The despondency, sadness and fear that has always penetrated this putrid underground chamber now has an air of expectancy, relief and hope. I feel it. It's almost tangible. We all saw that green cloth, and we all know what it means. It's happening. Rescue plans have been set in motion. It really is going to happen. We are all going to be rescued. I look around as best I can without moving my head. I don't want those who are monitoring to notice, so I mostly just move my eyes. I see many of the people in the cages around me doing the same, and looking not quite so sad. In fact, a few look relieved, and maybe even a little excited. It's one thing to be told that our rescue is all planned out. It's another thing altogether to actually see with our eyes something related to those rescue plans. The green cloth signal. It's made it seem more real. I quieten myself and try to concentrate. I don't want to miss it if that boy says something in my mind. He's on the first level and I'm on the second. If they haven't moved his cage, I should be able to. Is it called hear him? If I notice what he says in my mind? I don't really hear him with my ears. I don't see the pictures with my eyes. And so I'm not sure of the terminology. Maybe I'll get to ask him one day. Will I meet him in person after we are rescued? Oh, I hope so. The attendant continues walking slowly. I know that attendant. He's the one who sometimes drops a bread roll in every third cage. It takes him 8 times walking through to drop about 16 rolls. The people who are in the cages where he drops them, they break the rolls up, and we all get a third, tossed to us at noon when the cameras are reset. The girl in the cage next to mine told me of a time when 3 attendants rushed in giving food to everyone. They whispered that the cameras were down, so they all had half an hour to eat it. Can you imagine that? Food. Real food. Not just stale rolls or crusts from bread. The girl had stew in a cup. Because a bowl would not fit through the bars of the cages, she made it sound like something a king would eat. Maybe I will be able to have some stew one day, after we are all rescued. I could learn to cook it myself. That would be nice. My mind goes to Zanny. I often think of him. My brother is in a cage on the first level with that little boy who talks to mines. Caged boy, Zanny speaking.
My mind goes to Buzzy. I often think of her. My sister is in a cage on the second level, but even so, my friend in the cage next to me can sometimes tell me her thoughts. Will I be with her when we are rescued? I hope so, but if not, I will spend the rest of my life looking for her. I will not rest until we are together and I know she is safe. I watch my friend in the cage next to me. He is asleep now, but when he wakes up, oh, he's waking up now. I'm sorry, I whisper, knowing that when I think of my sister, he often wakes up.
Sister thoughts again,
he says quietly. He knows that my thoughts are much stronger when I think of her. I'm sorry, I say again. I didn't mean to wake you.
Families are taken into consideration in our rescue plans,
He says, knowing my thoughts as usual.
We go to great lengths to make sure that families are reunited. You will be with your sister.
I hear myself sigh with relief. My sister. I will be with Buzzy. I am so glad. Only 1 week to go. We both just have to survive 1 more week. Stay alive, Buzzy. It's not long now, I whisper. I know that she can't hear me, but I like to pretend that she can.
Boy in the Cage continues. I find it amazing that when I take notice of Zanny and Buzzy's thoughts together, they are often thinking similar things, and sometimes exactly the same things. I thought that this only happened with identical twins, not fraternal twins. Does one of them, or maybe both, have a mild mind ability? Are they somehow connected to each other? Zanny's actual name is Alexander, shortened to Zanny by his dad, who liked to shorten everyone's name. Buzzy, his sister, her actual name is Beatrice. Their dad called her Bee for short, but their mum called her Buzzy Bee, hence Buzzy. Zanny and Buzzy. I think nicknames are fun. I look at many of these caged people around me, mostly boys, a few girls, and one actually, I'm not sure what species she is, and I'm only guessing that she is a girl. She has vivid purplish eyes and white skin, and I mean actual white, not pink like mine, not extremely pale pink, actual white, like a sheet of paper. I cannot see her thoughts, but sometimes I wonder if she knows mine. I look at each person near me and think of their names. Most of the people here have surface names. A few are like me, born here, underground with no name. I have considered many names, but never actually chosen one to keep as my own forever. I like the name Michael. It seems strong. I thought of myself as Michael for a while, then found out that it was the name of an angel. Another angel's name was Gabriel, so I took on that name for a while, but it didn't seem like it was really mine. I'm not actually sure if I want to be named after an angel after all. Are angels real? I have never seen one or noticed anything proving they exist, but I know that just because I have not noticed any doesn't mean that they aren't real. That pure white girl is here, with the big purple eyes. I am looking directly at her. Even though every part of me wants to deny her existence, the fact remains she is real. It is by far easier for me to believe that angels exist than believing that she exists. Is she the product of some sort of experimentation?
Hey, mind boy,
I hear Zanny whispering.
Are you watching anyone's thoughts? Can you tell me what they're thinking?
Mind boy. I need to choose a name. I'm just thinking about choosing a name, I say.
Again?
He says.
How about Raphael? That's another angel name.
Are angels real? I ask.
Of course they're real.
How do you know?
How would anyone know about them if they're not real?
I ask him, do you know how your parents chose your name?
No,
he answers, moving himself to sit in his sleeping position. My dad already had a name chosen for a son. I saw it in his mind when I was small. He put a lot of thought into picking exactly the right name. In his mind, he liked his interpretation of the meaning, being lifted above and appointed. He thought his son would be lifted above all the other babies that were biologically his. According to the contract, they couldn't experiment on the baby he chose to be his son, like they did on all the others. He also thought of that one baby being appointed by him to be his son and heir. I actually have a secret that I made sure I didn't think about when I was anywhere near him. I am not that appointed son. I am not lifted above any of my many brothers or sisters. I am not the one who was chosen by him to be his son. I am a fraud. The scientists discovered that the appointed child had mind abilities that they wanted to exploit, so they swapped him with me. I also have a mind ability, but to a much lesser degree, or so they were led to believe. There were 8 of us who were interchangeable back then. They called us Male Batch 4. We all looked very much alike, but as we grew, we looked a bit different. I checked my brothers often back then, my many sisters too. Just knowing that they were still alive brought me comfort. I can't check them now, they are all too far away. Well, that's what I tell myself. When they didn't cooperate and do things that they would, I wouldn't have done them either. They had a no compliance, no tolerance rule, which included that the 13th time they refused to comply, they would be disposed of. I don't know how many of them have survived, if any. If their mind abilities were far greater, like the girl who is rescuing us, they would still be here. I hope to find out with my dad after we are rescued. Will my dad want to find them? Will my dad still love me when he finds out about me? Does he already know? I feel like such an imposter. Zanny, I whisper, are you awake? I check his mind. Asleep. Is Buzzy still close by? I direct my mind below, level 2. Is she where she was last time? Yes. Hi, Buzzy, I say in her mind. Can we mind talk? Mind boy, she says. I was just thinking about you, as you probably already know. Mind boy. I really do need to choose a name. I was just thinking about choosing a name again, I say. Maybe you could use that other angel name, Raphael, if you can't decide on your permanent name yet, she says. It would at least be better than Mind Boy. Indeed, I say. I need to tell you something. I need to tell someone. If this is important, shouldn't Zanny know this as well? She asks. I suppose I could wake him. Oh, he's awake now. We 3 mind talk. That's what I call it. We have a conversation in our minds. Something that would take hours to discuss only takes a few minutes with them mind to mind. Their minds are so easy to communicate with, as easy as the 2 Sight Guild girls, but admittedly quite a bit different. I have not been able to determine what the difference is and have stopped trying to work it out. I let Buzzy and Zanny converse first. Then I tell them everything about my dad and all the other information that I deem relevant. From the moment I existed until now. They are wondering, as am I, exactly what was in that contract my dad signed, in which he appointed his son an heir. Did they find a loophole? Loophole is not a very technical word. However, I have noticed this loophole word in many staff members' minds. It seems like everything they sign, every contract has loopholes, words written in a certain way so they can have 2 meanings. There are also many words not often used, so the signer doesn't really know exactly what they're agreeing to. I have not been able to find in anyone's minds what was in that contract. Those who wrote them have not been in my vicinity. Even the other people who would know all about it, they have obviously been kept away from me. I think of the name that my dad had picked out for his son. Could I use that name? I like that name. I like its meaning, even the way that my dad thinks of its meaning. But it's just not me. It was him, the one he chose, one of my brothers. Is he still alive? Are any of them still alive? Maybe I am the only one left. If any of my brothers are left, will I ever see them? Will I get to meet them one day? Will my dad's appointed son and heir take my place? What am I thinking? I don't even have a place. What will my dad think of me when he finds out? I was not the one appointed by him. I have a far lesser mind ability, or at least a very different mind ability. I am like a cheap imitation of my appointed brother. I am unappointed, non-appointed. I am wrong. Misappointed. Buzzy speaking. You are not a cheap imitation of your brother. You are a completely different person. Your mind abilities are not exactly the same. How could they be? Your mind abilities are different from each other, but that doesn't mean that yours is somehow worse than his. Yours is different from his, not worse than or better than, just different from. His had qualities that they wanted to exploit. Yours didn't. I would much rather be like you, and mostly left alone, than like your brother and used by them. I really do hope that your brother is alive. I hope that all of them are alive. But if they refuse to comply... I don't want to end that sentence. I don't even want to think about it. Whether you started as that child on the contract or not, you are that contracted child now. It is because of you that your dad will soon be free. You insisted. You worked it all out. You spoke with those psych agents, Felicity and Abigail, and got them involved. They will also be free because of you. Hundreds of people, psych agents, beautiful boys, pretty party girls, breeders, dignitary chamber staff, candy girls, bunny girls, maintenance men, tea ladies, dull-ups, elifs, so many copies. The kitten, puppy, ferret and rabbit children, not only rescued but also restored. The women, incubators, nurses, cooks, chauffeurs. Okay, I get the point. He says, I am involved in the plan to rescue them. You're not only involved, you are the one who added many of them. If you didn't put your own rescue off until much later, many of those people, they probably... Boy in the cage speaking. Her thoughts trail off, thinking of all the people who will be missing, vanished from facilities right under their noses. She's right. It is a good plan. The full magnitude of the amount of missing people will never be known. Each facility, every staff member, will try to cover it up for fear of repercussions. Mangala will think that some staff members got together and left with some of the people they call slabs and logs. Insignificant in the big scheme of things, but annoying nonetheless. People will be sent to eliminate them, but they will find none. Maybe my dad will be proud of me. I organised his rescue plan. Maybe he will be grateful. I think of the name he chose for his son. I am his son. Maybe I could choose that name after all. I thank Zanny and Buzzy. I feel a bit better now. I stretch my legs through the bars of the cage. I try to remember to do this every day for a few minutes. I wish I could lay down or just stretch out somehow, but these cages are so small. I watch Zanny as he does the same thing. Will the rescue all go as planned? Will he and Buzzy be reunited with their biological mum? If not, we have a backup plan, and they will be reunited with the incubator woman, the one they were put in, and she carried them and birthed them. She carried many and birthed many, and she wishes that she could be mum to some of them. She loved them all. Thank you so much for joining us with cuppa. We appreciate your company.